TNT Super Fantastic Family. Today is Monday, February 25, 2019. Yours truly, Raymond 98 here, along with.
Good morning, TNT. All right, another Monday morning, so we get to start all over again. See what this week brings us. All right, Ray, we got anything to talk about? Blog talks, stock, anything go out there? Nope.
No updates for the weekend. Had to get my microphone freed up. So we'll just roll with it.
Okay, guys. I know it wasn't any updates. I was pretty sure it wasn't because I was getting texts from people asking me why we so quiet. Did the SUVs pick you up? Are you guys all right? I mean, what's going on? So I know it was an unusually quiet weekend because everybody was waiting for something. This is what I can tell you. And CIA wasn't here on Friday, so we'll see if she's here today. What I can tell you is there is a notification out. They have been given some kind of instructions, and there is supposedly a time frame for us to be looking at. We'll see where we go from there. But it's all good news, no bad news. It's all good news. They were getting ready to get ready, and supposedly they're ready. So last week they said look for an exciting week. Last week my guy said you guys should see it in 3 to 5 days. But as I have told you over and throughout the years, sometimes they're a couple of days ahead of themselves. Sometimes they're a week ahead of themselves. So let's see what happens. All right, Ray, let's get it started.
Okay, Q&A. Grateful 5 says, Tony mentioned approximately 9 million people own the Iraqi dinar. Do you have a number for the people who have more than 10 million?
No.
Okay. GLE Mast says, is there any limit on how much we can exchange on the contract rate? If so, is it the rate on each currency or a total for all?
Yes, I remember, it's been so long we haven't got an update on it, that they were trying to limit it to 20 million on the contract rates so that they could go around to everybody, so 20 million, and then they wanted to give it to the people with the lowest amount who requested it. Start with them. So that's the numbers I remember. We haven't gone over it in a while or got any instructions except for I did get from the banks on Friday. They still think they're doing the Zim, and they still think there's going to be a 5-year or up to 5-year structured payout based on however much you have. Now, as of Friday, that's what they were being told. So we'll see what happens.
Let's see. Next one. Lena says, if the lower denoms are trickling out, is there a chance you could get a picture of the ones that are out sent to you for verification?
I would love to. I don't have one, though. But I was told that's what's happening at the highest levels. So, as soon as we can get one, we will post it.
Okay. Brains says, wait a minute, let me read this thing. Okay, sometimes when I call in to listen, the recording says the call is full. Well, you need to dial in some of the other lines because there's, oh no, after all the lines are saying full, get on the blog talk. It never fills up. Well, at least, it hasn't yet. I won't say it never fills up.
Okay, so what you're saying is he's dialing in on one of the talk lines, and it's full. So instead, what he needs to do is click on his computer or go on his phone and hit the live button, and he can hear it live through Blog Talk, because everybody can get that, right?
Correct. And let me remind you people that are calling in on the Q&A line, it only holds 99 callers, and it's supposedly for those who want to ask a question. To probably remind some of you who have no intention to ask a question now or even in the future, don't call in on the question and answer line. We have two other lines you can dial in on, and then if they're full, then use the Blog Talk and play it back on your computer speakers or on your phone. You can use your smartphone and use data and not use your actual telephone portion of your phone. And just click on the link and play the callback. So we do want to remind of that. All right, Omaha Dinar says, was there some news of the Sterling deadline being extended? Where, how do you sign up to be included? Yes, the deadline has been extended till March the 31st, what we were told on Friday. And you can contact the Department of Justice in Atlanta. I don't know why the extension was part due to the shutdown and might have been partly due to the response of people. Let me see this. Northern District of Georgia, U.S. Department of Justice. 404-581-6179. Extended to March 31 to get your request in to try to get your property or your money back if you feel like you've been taken advantage of. TNDR says, okay.
We can't hear you, whatever they're saying.
Well, I didn't read. I was reading it because it started to look to be a little bit much. So let me see if I find it. Okay, here we are. From Happy Heart 46, the TNDR was posted. I purchased some dong after we separated. Would you suggest I just exchange a small amount and get a trust to put the rest in with me as a trustee to protect it from getting tied up in the divorce? Or is it wise to have a family member exchange for me? Well, check with your attorney. If you purchase it after you've legally separated, then that legally should be yours and not his. But that's just my thought. But talk to your divorcing attorney, and they can instruct you on your best maneuver for that.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Yes.
I can tell you how to hide it. That's what you want to know. No, I'm just joking. Now, I cannot honestly believe. Now, I don't know, though, because, some of these ladies can be very deceptive, I guess. But the fact that you would call on a talk show and actually ask somebody, how do you hide money during your divorce? I don't know about you ladies. Ray, I got the bank calling. Hold on one second. Hold on.
Okay. Let me see if I can pick a Ray-only question real quick. Let's see.
Okay, I'm back.
All right.
No news. Sorry.
All right,
go ahead.
Okay, we'll go to the next caller. At the beginning of February, you reported, this is from At Last 51. At the beginning of February, you reported that the banks wanted to wait until March to begin our exchange in order to finish their big wig customers. With March being only 4 days away, it seems they've gotten their wish. My question is, are we specifically looking at March 1st, or has the goal line been moved to the middle of March?
I cannot answer the exact date. I will tell you March 1st is Friday. I will tell you notifications went out to locations other than banks. And I will tell you that it is scheduled for sometime this week, which could be Friday. All right, or before, but we'll see.
Okay. Way 2K says, over time, we've heard various interest rates on deposits left in the bank. As doors open for us post-RV, we may be offered interest rates higher than what we've seen in the past. These higher interest rates may or may not include a return of principal. Do you think this is a point to emphasize to TNT members? Okay, you just did.
You just did. But realize, guys, people get less than 1% a year on their money. And any of you guys can go look in your accounts right now, see what interest rate you're getting. I mean, less than 1%. Or 1%. People with a lot of money. During this process, they have been authorized to offer you up to 10% a year on your money, depending on how much you have. 10%. It's straight interest on your money. That has nothing to do with your principal. That's your interest that you're paid. So it's going to be something unusual and unique. Now, when you start looking at investment opportunities and places that you want to put it, then if they're saying we're giving you a straight 10% interest on your money, and now I'm going to look and invest some over here, then I need more than 10% interest, don't I? Because you already gave me that. Or whatever it is, I'm getting that, just sitting it over there safely. But now I'm putting it at risk, then I'm going to need a little bit more. And I'm not going to need it annually. Well, you decide how often you want to get paid. I'm going to do something else with mine. Okay, so yes, we do want to stress that this is going to be unusual. For those of you, and I'm just going to say, who start hitting the million, the 5 million, the 10 million mark and up to at 100,000, they're not going to give you 10%. I just want everybody to understand that. You got 100,000, 200,000, they're not going to give you 10%, and you're not going to have the money for a year anyway before it's gone. And I can say that because most people are going to go out and spend that 100,000, 200,000 probably in the first 90 days and be done with it instead of letting it bring them a check of $4,000 or $5,000 a month, which is what they should be doing with it. Okay, Ray, what's next?
My name is Raymond Renfrow, and I support this following method. The smartest of you, I did not support this following message. The smartest of you will wait 24 hours to 48 hours and see what is really happening and move on it. And the rest of you won't. Okay, HBB leader. Backup phone number. I don't know what that's about. Okay, Nate OK says, on Wednesday's call, you mentioned 5 days, with Wednesday being the first day. Would that have been calendar days or business days? And if business days, are racks or hours?
It would have been 5 days, 24 hours in a day, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 5 days. Yeah. It hasn't happened, but he said he thought we would see it in 3 to 5 days. The bank said get ready for an exciting week because they thought we would see it by Friday or going into Friday. So neither one of those happened, and they're both still excited about this week, with the difference being notifications have gone out to places other than the banks, telling them to get ready and be prepared for something to happen. So I told you guys, without being specific, we had global traders who had to know, and they already know because they're already trading on the back screens. We have military installations that have to know that something's about to happen, finance, and when they're exchanging soldiers that come back. We have embassies around the world that have to know something's about to happen because they have exchanges inside the embassies for when the diplomats come in. We have other trading platforms that have to know something is about to happen. Now, I can't make it any more clearer than that for everybody to understand what I'm saying.
AY Country says, BB&T are merging with SunTrust Bank. Will either one be doing Dinar currency exchanges? Well, 4 years ago, BB&T was the first bank that exchanged Dinar for me, or at least agreed to. I didn't like the rate, so I took the currency back. So I'm assuming BB&T is still accepting the Iraqi dinar. I know nothing about SunTrust. But I do know the merger kicks in sometime late 2019. They're even going to have a name change. So that all remains to be seen. But by that time, we will have done our exchanges and eased on down the road.
You guys can't hear me today?
Yeah, I just heard you moving around, but I heard you talking.
Oh, okay. Well, they said they couldn't hardly hear me. All right.
Oh, okay. Grandma 4 says, update, please. Is it a guarantee we're to stay in our Federal Reserve districts? No, the only thing guaranteed in life right now is death. Because some people have even been able to get away from doing taxes. People used to say 2 things guaranteed in life, death and taxes. I'm just going to say death. Guaranteed. No, we can't guarantee you guys. We're just telling you what we're being told. That the districts exist and that you're assigned to your districts and going to be assigned. We'll know when it happens. Then that'll be the guarantee. Did you want to comment, Tony?
Nope.
Okay. Are you moving about?
Nope.
Because I'm hearing some peripheral noise, so I don't know if it's a system noise. None of the other lines are open. Okay. So I thought that was maybe you moving your headset around or something. But...
Nope, I'm texting. But I'm answering some stuff. Go ahead.
All right. Nicole 19. Last Friday on TV, Wells Fargo had an ad that featured their wealth manager services. Is that coincidence? She's wearing Dinar goggles, so we have a lot of members who talk about wearing Dinar goggles, and everything that they see has to do with the Dinar, the RV.
Yeah, I really can't do anything but laugh at that, guys. I mean, everything cannot be about the RV. They got RV commercials out. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't know if that's why Wells Fargo put out that commercial anyway. All right, Ray, before you do the next one, let me ask you this. It said, which is the Q&A line so people know which one not to dial unless they want to ask a question?
516-531-9813 is the one not to dial in on unless you have a question. Because that's the Q&A line. And right now there's 97 people on this call. And only, looks like only 15 have their hand up who want to ask a question. And the rest of you have no intention of asking a question because you didn't even put your hand up. So
you should drop all of those people. You should hang up on all.
I did do that at first when we first started, but I was kicking them off. But anyway.
All right.
IFY says, I am looking at maybe investing in rare earth minerals. Can you speak about any research or interest either of you have done in this area? I have done no interest. I have no interest or have done no research in rare earth minerals. How about you, Tony?
Nope. Next question.
Let's see. I believe that's, oh no, okay. Rimfire. Is there an up-to-date list of bank perks? No. Omnivore. We haven't heard anything from Reno for a while. Are they silent or are you sworn to secrecy?
There's nothing going on in Reno, or we would be telling you. I promise you. And we have too many people and know too many people that are involved in the process. If there was something going on, I would tell you, go to Reno. I wouldn't tell you to go there, really, because if you're not part of the group, it wouldn't do you any good anyway. And if you are part of the group and you go to Reno, you're just going to be sitting there until they get to your name anyway. So,
that's right.
Nothing going on in Reno.
Like some of the folks we know who have already been to Reno and back home more than once.
I actually know people who have moved to Reno, who lived in hotels in Reno for 6-7 months. I know people who've gone to Reno, come back home to find out that their home is empty and their spouse is gone, all because they thought they were going to get paid in Reno. So I advise you to sit at home until you know this is live. Then go fight that fight. All right?
That's right. Because you might lose your pet in the process. Okay, let's listen to some live folks. 865 area code. You're on.
Hi, Ray. And hi, Tony. Appreciate you taking my call.
Yes,
and appreciate the little nuggets that you're sharing with us. Tony, you clarified part of the question that I was going to be asking you in terms of to whom the notification was being sent other than banks, adding 2 or 3 entities on with that. Safe presumption that that was from the U.S. Treasury, the notification?
I would think so. Safe assumption.
Okay. And in the past, we had been alerted that when the alerts are going out, that there's a bit of a wait period, like 2 hours from the time they receive the go-ahead to the time that it's activated. Are they still operating under that time frame, or has it been changed?
So when you're saying it's actually getting ready to happen, there's a 2-hour lead time?
That's my question. At one time, years back.
Yeah, what will happen is they've gotten a lead time right now, but it's I want to say written in hours or days, one or the other, as a specific time frame. But they're never going to get specifically that in 2 hours we're going to do this, 1 hour we're going to do this. There's always going to be a window of time until they get maybe a 5-minute alert is getting ready to happen. They're not going to give people enough time that they can manipulate the system by either, moving money, betting money, or going on Forex and doing something. They're never going to give them that much lead time.
Okay. You also made a reference with respect to you're saying that the banks were telling you that they still were planning to do the Zimbabwe 5-year structured payout. Any indication on a maximum amount, minimum amount dealing with structured payout with that? Have they clarified that or narrowed it down?
No. All I know is it's bank's option. Each bank has their own. Okay. But the max should be 5 years payout on the event.
Okay. And given all of this and all of the little innuendos that you have out there, where would you put the alert status on the banks right at this particular point? High, or mediocre? Where would you put it?
Well, the banks were high last week, so they may be a little bit higher even this week, knowing this is supposed to be the final week. So they're probably, up there. But after being high for so long, you kind of get drained.
Tell me about it.
But
I can imagine how you guys are doing this for as long as you have.
Yeah. But they are anticipating, and the fact that others have gotten notification, which they actually didn't even probably know about until I said it on this call. So, some of them that might have heightened it a little bit more.
So am I to take it that this is the first time that other entities other than banks actually had received this type of notification?
No, one time I told you guys we got within 10 minutes
right.
of this actually happening. Then they notified all the trading platforms, all the embassies were notified, militaries was notified, so everybody was notified
at that
during
point.
that time. And so we're back at that. Okay, everybody's getting notification once again. I mean, not just the banks. So hopefully this time we're going to get all the way through it.
I add my hopes to that as well. And with that, let me do my 10 days from whenever, and you're going to tell us when that date would be. That's when we'll be having our...
Before you do that, wait.
Yes.
Last. Are we not going to talk about your dream?
No, because it wasn't my dream. I was in it. It was somebody else's
in the
dream.
So we're just going to fly over it.
I figure that the permission to discuss the dream was given to you by the person who had the dream. I just happened to have been in it. And the only thing that I would say that would be for posterity's sake is that I'm glad that my neck was not slit in the dream. It was just poked. So, maybe it was keeping me from talking, but my neck was not slit. So the person who dreamed that, please do not dream another dream that has my neck being slit.
Okay.
Well,
now say your 10-day party.
Okay, 10 days from whenever. You tell us when that whenever date is, and we'll add our 10 days, and that's our TNT Superfantastic Pay It Forward project. And that's a great one. And may this be our last pre-RV call. The next one, you and Ray are coming in on a recorded call saying, here are your instructions. That's my hope for the day.
Ooh, me too. Thank you.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
Right,
thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 707 area code. You're on.
Here, good morning.
Good morning.
I just have a question about a call or someone that sent a message in on a bank story in the category of does that make sense? It was the person who said he was in line at the bank at the teller's window to buy some dong or buy some dinar. But he had a guy in front of him or somebody in front of him that was buying $50 billion, million or 50 billion dong or dinar. Does that make sense that a person with that much money would go to the teller window to make such a purchase?
With $90,000 in their pocket or in their account? Let me think about it.
Whatever it takes to buy 50 billion, it'd be quite a chunk of money. Anyway.
Well, they'd have to have the money in the account. They'd have to transfer it. But your question is, why wouldn't they have a private appointment, go sit down with somebody at a desk and say, this is how much I need to do that?
Yeah.
So, which would make sense. Now, can people go to the window and do that? They could, because all you got to do is sign off on the paper. I don't know if you've actually been to the bank to do it, and they take it right out of your account. So if they didn't know any better, I mean, it's plausible. I mean,
but just to count it out, I don't know. If he's purchasing it, just to have the teller count it out for it. It just maybe I'm just going a little bit crazy here with stuff.
Okay, this is what happens, then, so you'll know. Yeah, when you go to the bank and you go to the teller window, whether you're buying $1 million or $20 million, or I bought $80 million at one time. You don't get it in your hand at the bank. You buy it. They take the money out of your account. You pay for it. 2 days later, you come back and they hand you a package with it all in there. Now, you got the option,
yes,
each
I've done
package
that
is
myself,
labeled, to number and that. Then that would be the process. So for him going to a window to buy it and to have it taken out of his account is a simple matter. Not like he had $90,000 in a briefcase or something and said, here, I'm trying to buy this with cash. Right. But when it comes time to go pick it up, he might need some assistance.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
All right. But I understand the question that somebody would go there and just buy that much. But if they're waiting to the last moment and they thought this was really happening last week like most of us did, that would be the time to do it.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, that does make a little more sense. And so I'll quit being so doubtful. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you, Thomas.
All right. So, Ray.
Yes.
Somebody wants to know, how do you raise your hand in the system because they want to ask a question. One of those 97 people wants to raise their hand.
Press star 1.
Press star 1?
Yep.
If you want to ask a question.
A recording saying you are in the queue.
Okay, there you go. What's next?
281 area code is next.
Hey, Ray and Tony, how y'all doing today?
Hey, I'm
super fantastic.
Good. Well, I'm glad we had a call today. Seemed like some good info, Tony, that you shared with us this morning. I do have a couple of questions. My first question is with the notifications. Were they sent out like today or yesterday or a week ago, or can you share that, or if not, I understand.
Yesterday.
Okay. My next question is, in your opinion, what do you think the difference between these notifications and the previous ones that they've sent out before? What makes these much more special, and knowing that we could possibly be in the bank today or tomorrow?
Well, you added today or tomorrow part. Okay. Maybe or by Friday.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's the level of notification again.
Mm-hmm.
That the last time that these many people were notified and what they do, we were almost there. Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, I guess that sounds good. I'm just hoping they stick with it. And then the structured payout, I think you mentioned that. Is that on everything that we have, there, depending on what?
No, that was on the Zim. That was on the Zim
okay.
only. Yep. Great question.
Okay. And my last question, do you think that they're still going to give you guys instructions to share with us before this happens, and anything about the NDAs or anything like that, or not? You don't think?
I think they are. Now, I only think that because for years that's what we've been told, but more importantly, that makes good common sense, right?
Right.
Instead of just having chaos out there, they have to get the word out there somehow, and this is the best avenue to do that if they want to make sure that the people get it. So I think, wiser people will prevail in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Another reason to wait 24 hours.
Oh, okay.
Another reason to do it? Oh, wait 24 hours.
Wait 24 hours.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's true. That makes sense. Okay, well, those were my questions. I just wanted to make sure, as far as, the notifications part, what makes this one any different than the others they've received in the past. So, all right, well, you guys have a good day. I won't hold up the line. I'll let others come in. Look forward to this.
All right.
See what it. All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
951 area code. You're on.
Good afternoon. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, Tony, very interested in regarding this notification. Last week, you said this level of notification, was that done last week also, or is it only just for this week here, since it seems like they're pretty serious? Was there any notification last week for those days that we had talked about last week?
No.
Okay. Okay, good.
This happened on Sunday. That's what makes it go to another level.
Absolutely.
The fact that, these guys got it. Okay.
Absolutely, 100% right. Next question. Do you think Trump has given the CBI the green light to proceed? Or do you think I guess that's the next question. Do you think Trump has given the CBI the green light to go?
I think they have the light to go. I think the time frame has been set already, so they knew when they were going to go. And that's why these levels of notification being given out. I just don't want I'm going to say the U.S. Treasury is given the way to go, yeah.
Right. And do you think so? Do you think the CBI? You think the CBI has a certain date, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And do you think China and North Korea have anything to do with this, or that's a completely different thing, and the CBI is going to go ahead and do what they have to do without China and North Korea?
I don't think China and North Korea have anything at all to do with the RV or when it's going, anything else. Okay, totally separate things, and I don't think. I'm going to clear something up real quick because I feel guilty about it. Okay. So I didn't want to give, I almost said Bush, but Trump credit for the RV. I didn't want, when you just asked me, did he give him the release? Because this is why. I'll tell you guys this.
Okay.
I get so much garbage over the weekend how Trump wants this done and Trump wants that done and Trump's demanded this so that the new republic can come in, and so that Bush gets arrested and Obama gets arrested, so that the government gets wiped out, so that the new, it's just too much nonsense. And they tie it all to him. All of a sudden, he's making this happen and that happening in the country, and it's just too much nonsense. And I don't want to say, yeah, he said it's okay. The Treasury said it's okay in their department. And they're doing other things in Iraq. It's people's department. He is the president. But I don't want to be lumped with the rest of these idiots putting all this nonsense out there. Is the reason I didn't want to say that. So I want you to know that, okay?
No, I understand that.
Right.
And as far as the money is still in the banks and the codes are still live, correct, on both ends?
The codes are live. There's money in the bank. There's Lords and Arms in the ATMs. Everybody's ready to go. We're just waiting for go.
This is pretty exciting, Tony. This is pretty exciting. I mean, this thing with notification, that one word notification, separates this whole thing from all the things that we've had in the past. So let's just hope that this is it, and this week we can all get in there and do the exchange and be blessed. So with that, I thank you very much for the information. It's been very helpful. You guys have a great day, and let's see what happens then, okay?
All right, let's do it. So I do want to tell you guys this, though.
Okay.
All right, and I said it in the beginning of the call. I have known this to happen at least one time before, where this level of notification went out, and we were probably 10 minutes away from this. And it's been a couple of years, but it has happened. So this is only the second time that I've known for this level of notification to go out.
All right. Next caller, area code 713. You are on.
Hey, Ray. How you doing today?
Hey, I am fantabulous to the nth degree. And yourself?
Good deal. Fantastic. And Tony, how are you this morning?
I'm super fantastic, my friend.
Good deal. I appreciate
What's going
you
on
taking
with
my call.
You good?
Well,
okay.
It's just a Monday, Here we are back at it again. Just keep grinding away. I haven't quit my day job yet, and even though I wish I could, but it will be coming. So, I just keep grinding away, making sales, and do what I do, just like y'all do what you do, right?
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. All right. So, some quick questions here. this is going back about almost 2 weeks now. But it would have been not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before. There was going to be a meeting between Mahdi and I can't remember the other person, but they were going to sign some documents that was very important. We didn't have a call last Monday because of President's Day, and then I was on Wednesday and Friday's calls. I don't remember you addressing it. If I missed it, and I apologize. But did that ever happen? That was that Saturday. It was very important. You were talking about. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Was it Mahdi and Barzani?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah. And what did happen was all the now I can't even think, import-export laws we saw when all that came out, and they said one rate for the tariffs and taxes for the entire country. So, yes, it was very important because that's something that everybody wanted to be done prior to this. So it was very important, and it did occur.
Okay. Good. That's good. I just wanted to get clarification if I missed it. Okay. Thank you on that. You said this notifications, this is definitely the second time this has happened that you know of. It's very important that, other people besides banks are being notified. So it's taking it to a new level. And this, I think you said, is the second time that you know of it. You did say when you said that here earlier in the call, their notifications said that they would start this week. Is that true? Did I hear you correct when you said that?
I said the notification said it would be within hours, which I didn't give you the number of hours or days. I didn't give you the number of days, but I did say it should be sometime this week. Yeah.
Okay. That's what I wanted to get clarification on there. Okay. And you did say, let me go back to this. I have these written down. But she said just something on 951's question here. Was it? I'm missing it. I can't remember. Now, the 5 days that they said last week, 3 to 5 days. You
went away. You went away. Come back.
Can you hear me better?
No, I heard you better before. But go ahead.
I haven't even moved. Sorry. Is it still bad or what?
It's getting louder. Yeah, maybe just adjusted the phone. But go ahead. I can hear you. Good.
Okay, so the 5-day thing that we had, from Wednesday through yesterday, that was that basically your CBI guy, or is it somebody else who was suggesting that? What is and why? What your gut on why that didn't go?
Well, nope. It was my Iraq contact. Yes, he's related to the CBI. Because as for years I've been telling you guys, as he's been giving us information. How long you been doing this?
Well, I've been in it for about almost 3 years, but I've been on your calls just since last fall because the gentleman that got me in this was doing all the calls, and unfortunately he passed away, so I've kind of picked up, the slack.
Okay. So I've been doing this for 10 years. Mm-hmm. I've been doing this for 10 years, been putting out the information, and a lot of people here can attest to the fact that I've given, over those 10 years, out information that nobody else has ever had, and that sometimes came out 2 days later, sometimes came out a week later. And I always said that. And then people come back, yep, Tony said this a week ago. He said this a couple of days ago. Now here it is. Then all the other gurus pick up on it and it's there. Well, it's the same guy who's been giving me that information, who has been a lot of times ahead. And I'll tell you guys, because it's so far up, when they come out the meeting and say this is it, then that's the information we get. But then they say, yes, it's going to take us a week to implement it. So now we're a week ahead of everybody else and giving out the information. And that's what, sometimes he's there, it's a couple of days, sometimes it's a week. And, why he said we should have already seen it 5 days. The bank said it was going to be an exciting week because they were being told that. And now we're into this week, but they still feel it's going to be this week.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're just going with what you're being told. I get it. You know, look, I've listened to a lot of these different calls and, you know, and read a lot of stuff. I'm down to your call, and I listened to Frank's call. You guys are the only ones that I can garner are consistently giving truthful, reliable information, and, you know, the rest of those websites, a lot of it is garbage. I mean, it's just garbage. Right? It's a bunch of, not that everything they say is lies and stuff, but they just, some of this stuff about, you know, we're going to have a martial law and all that. I mean, just like, I saw something the other day saying something about it's not happening because sanctuary cities aren't under control. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Some of these people, I just shake my head. I feel like if Tony saw that, he's just got to be laughing at these fools. So anyway, sorry. I don't know my God. There. But there's just a lot of nonsense. And so I just, you know, I listen to you guys every day, you know, your call, and then I'll listen to Frank because you even said that Frank has good Iraq information. So I'll listen to his calls too.
And I was going to say right now, Walking Stick has good information because he's supposed to. He's part of the system stuff over there. You know, I can say Delta has good information because he's reading it there. I guess his wife is part of the system over there. Frank's a little goofy sometimes. I mean, I like him, but
yeah, he's goofy.
Blue pill, red pill, red couch, green couch.
Yeah, I know. I know
but he goes on. But there is good information over there. So yes, he does have good information because he has good sources. You know, so I don't dispute that when he says what I do, guys. So you'll know, if I'm getting it and it's something that I don't already have, I will call back over there myself. Get over there to verify it. So I don't mind. I don't care who announces the RV or who puts the information out. If it sounds like it's plausible, I'm going to go find out. So when they put out something, I'm going to go find out, and I'm going to ask my guys, and they're going to look it up, and they're going to go find it in the Gazette. They're going to do it and say, yep, it's good. Then it's good. Then I can have confidence in that. But, yeah, all the rest of that, you know, as Ray talked on the last call, I know Obama is in Gitmo. I mean, I know he is. I know he's locked up. They put him in the basement and put a ton of bricks on top of his cell to make sure he don't get out. But somehow he was at the Duke Carolina game. Okay. So, I mean, he must have been like the drug guy tunneled out or something. I don't know. It's this crazy mess.
It's crazy. It's just
my God.
And then they're thinking that every little thing that happens is going to be part of this, you know, that Wells Fargo commercial. I'm like, no. It is what people want it badly.
Yeah.
They're looking. I get it. And not to make anybody wrong or make, you know, feel bad if they're listening. You got to be able to discern what's real and what's goofy, you know, people talking stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Right.
Also, you know, when they put out the budget, I remember you said they put out the budget and they initially put it out and that's how you were able to calculate the rate. They put it out in the billions, I think, and then they
$299 billion.
Yeah, and then they switched it to the trillions, which would be the program rate. Kind of like they realized they made a mistake, right?
That's right.
Okay.
That's exactly what happened.
Do you think that was done intentionally, or do you think that was something that was, you know, it just was an honest slip up and they're like, holy cow, we weren't supposed to put this out? Yeah.
They have made mistakes like that before, and I think it was, in fact, a mistake because they changed it so fast. So let me tell you guys something that's been going on again for years. And it started, years ago. When we start announcing stuff on the calls, and I mean here at TNT, because a lot of these guys wasn't even around 10 years ago, 5 years ago. We start announcing things on the calls, things that are being said, being done, or we start announcing some of our plans that we planned on doing with the money and how we planned on doing it in programs. And then we start noticing things were changing after the call. They came out with some new laws that were aimed directly at our calls to make sure we couldn't do some of the things that we did. They went over Iraq, did the same thing. They were putting out stuff. They come back and they changed it. That wasn't supposed to get out yet. That wasn't supposed to be here. So they've been doing that for years. They've been listening to our calls for years. That could have gone away. And I'm not saying TNT. If nobody else would have picked it up, would discussed it, it could still be out there today. Or possibly not. But the fact that they did, and they know that we know. Now, how do we know we were right? Because I came here, I looked at it, I told you guys 2 days later the bank rate was 4.43.
Okay. All right. Hey, I remembered what I wanted to ask you. It had to do with 951's question. Just some clarity. Okay. So you said that your CBI, he asked you, what do you think about the time frame? You said you think the CBI has a time frame when to do this or when to go, but that you didn't want. Then you followed that up, and I just don't understand what you said, and I may be wrong what you're saying. You don't want to give what the U.S. Treasury has a time frame on this yet, or no? That was kind of following right up after you said what the CBI you thought was they had a time frame. You know what I'm talking about, or remember what I'm talking about?
Well, yes, and I'm saying they, as in everybody involved, has a time frame, and they know when they want to let this go. Has it already been released and authorized? Yeah, because they're using it on the back screens already. They're using the new rate. So they have a time frame when they want us to get involved.
Right. And do you I mean, obviously with March 1st being this Friday, it's looking more and more like it's March. Do you think it's going to slow roll into March like it's been slowing, like they were doing these, doing these people calling them in? Do you think they're going to continue doing that, or do you think they're going to finally say, whether it's March 1st, March 2nd, or March 15th, I don't know, just picking a date, do you think they're going to continue?
Well, when it goes and CBI does it, it's going to be for everybody. Are they continuing to pay people out right now? There may be an appointment here or there, but they're not doing hundreds of people a day or thousands of people. We would know that already. So that is not occurring at this point.
All right. That's my question.
Okay.
I do appreciate y'all taking time. I will keep listening in. Thank you for all you do.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right.
Yes, sir.
Ray.
Okay. Yes.
I'm saying, why are we hearing music?
To let him and you know that you've been a little too long.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Now we know that.
Yeah, and that's why you no longer hear the music.
Okay. All right.
You guys are running a marathon there for a second. Okay. 828, you're on.
Oh, hi, Ray.
Hi.
Tony. Hey, Tony, I've seen several articles about the 40 tons of gold that Daesh had stolen, ISIS had stolen, been recovered. And the last two articles about that I've seen said that United States military had taken it off in helicopters. And I just wondered what you could tell me about that. It sounds like we're stealing their gold.
So they put this movie out. I think it was called Four Kings or something like that. And it was about Iraq war and this troop. They're going around, they're looking for Saddam Hussein, and they're getting people, and they run onto this cache of gold buried in the ground, and they take it and they put it in the military trucks without telling anybody, and they're figuring they can sneak this gold home some kind of way. All this gold, they're trying to, it didn't work out. I already got some of that. So this is what I can tell you that I hear from people who've been there, that I hear from my CIA guys, that you probably don't want to know, and everybody knows, but it's real world since you asked. Yes. They took money, they took gold, people just, and they brought it back, and initially guys were coming back, they weren't searching their duffel bags, a whole bunch of things, and it's the spoils of war. It happens every time. Somebody gets something, and they get it back. Would our
Well, I'm
government
talking
do
about this
something
week.
like that? I know you're talking about the article that came out today and yesterday about them doing that.
Right.
Do I believe it to be true? Absolutely, because I know it happens. Absolutely.
But 40 tons, we're not talking like you can stick in your backpack.
We're not. We're talking like you can stick in helicopters, like you can put in a C-130 and drive off with. Absolutely. Now, if we delivered $4 billion over there on the tarmac, which we did, on crates, which it was, and we can have tail numbers and lot numbers and everything else, and it can still disappear because it did, don't you think the same thing can happen when we find some money that's buried somewhere or in a house, because they were putting it in houses, they were putting it under schools? Then guess what? Hey, that's the spoils of war. We got that now. Now that belongs to us because there's no way to track it. Somebody just said this is what happened. Do I believe them? 100%.
Well, here's the part of the story that kind of really bugs me, is that they negotiated a trade so that the ISIS troops in the area at that time were given their freedom in order for information on the location of the gold. Do you know anything about that part of it?
I don't know anything about it because I wasn't there. Do I believe our government operates that way? Yes.
Okay.
You know why? Because I can let you go today. You give me the gold, I'll catch you again tomorrow next week, and you won't have anything to bargain with. Okay. Absolutely. That's how it works.
Well, I never thought about it that way. That's pretty cool. Well, it just seems like economic hitman style stuff that you've been talking about for the 8 years I've been in this. And actually, it's since I think that all that has a lot to do with the monetary policy in Iraq, changing the rate and everything, it was actually kind of good news for me to see, if we're going in, we wanted their oil, now we're taking their gold. Maybe we'll get what we want so that they can finally change their
Yes, money does control the world. Whoever controls the money. Now, they're concerned, and they have been concerned for years, the accounting for all of that, because they didn't want it to be in terrorist hands when this happens and enrich them too. So they want to get back as much as they can all the time. But the reality is what we're saying, it's an economic war, and it always has been, always will be. And those who control the dollars control the world, right?
Yeah, right. And I have one more question. I like to follow this site, tradingeconomics.com, and I find it to have very good statistical information. All it is just the financial statistics of every country in the world. And they say that the M2 monetary supply of the IQD is $92 trillion, which is quite a bit more than the articles say. They range from like 42 trillion to 45 trillion. It's in circulation, and of course it depends. It's if it's M0, M1, M2, which one you're looking at. But 92 trillion is a lot of dinar. So, you think they can revalue that quantity at $3 or $4?
Well, they're not going to revalue it all at $3 or $4. They're just going to revalue what's in the U.S. at $3 or $4. Remember, every country has its own rate. Now, 92 trillion is in circulation. That don't mean it's all outside of the country. So all they have to do is redenominate what's in the country, and it's not at 3 times the value. So, yes, they can do the agreed upon amount. Believe me, our U.S. Treasury knows exactly how much is in this country and how much they're bargaining for. They know exactly how much they've already made a deal for as far as we're concerned. Europe has the same thing. Turkey, same thing. Every other country. They know how much dinar they have. They know what their agreement was. It's not that, hey, on the 10th day, you need to give us all this money or give us all this oil. This is a payback over 30 years. And the rate can change, 10, 20, 40 times in 30 years. We don't know what's going to happen. But it's not even just based on the rate, because we don't want money. We want barrels of oil. And as long as that's pumping, we don't care.
This is the first time, and I don't consider myself stupid, but I'm feeling pretty stupid right now because this is the first time in like 8 years that I've ever heard you explain it exactly that way, or at least that I comprehended it that way, that they're only going to revalue in each country whatever rate we negotiated, and that within the country it's going to be a redenomination. Never heard you say that.
I'm sorry.
That makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense.
Yes, it does. And, I go through that, and I'm glad you brought it up because people ask me that all the time. How do you answer the same questions over and over again? And I always say it's easy because evidently I didn't say something right or they wouldn't be asking the question. So I just try to say it a different way until we get it because everybody comprehends at a different level. So or they need that one word to trigger it.
Never understood it in that way. And it does make a lot of sense, a whole lot of sense. So it doesn't matter how much is out there. All right. Well, thanks, Tony.
That's
thanks,
right.
Ray.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Have a great day.
Thank you. 765, you are on.
Yeah, Tony. Hi, Ray. How are you guys doing today?
All right. Can't be left.
I'm super fantastic.
Hey, just got a couple questions. You said the other day the Zim rate was 24 cents. Are we still talking about 6 zeros coming off the Zim?
28 cents, I think, is the last rate that we got. 6 zeros off. That would be 28 million per 100 trillion note if we stick to it.
And none of the millions or billions or any of them are going, just the 50 trillion and the 100 trillion at this time?
Again, I'm telling you guys, when I first started talking about the Zim, I know they told me there was only 2,000 people with Zim notes. So God knows how many there are now. But I was told at that time the 50 trillion, 100 trillion, 2008 AA notes is what they were going to do. Now, that was back in the beginning. Friday, I got from the bank the 50 and the 100 trillion notes, 2008, 2009, AA were the notes they were going to pay out on. So that's the information I've been getting for 10 years. From the bank, from our Treasury contact. Our committee guy has told us it's not going to happen. They're not going to go through. They're only going to take 2016 and newer. Now, he told us that last Monday. Again, because that's what they recommended to everybody. He told me he called his Pentagon contact, and they said, yep, you're right. So we have two different stories. So what are we going to do? We're going to go to the bank, we're going to present it, and we're going to see what happens, right?
Yep.
That's all we can do.
What is your, do you think this thing's finally going to get done here? Man, it seems like for the last 3 or 4 weekends, we've just had some, good news on Monday, better news on Wednesday, really great news on Friday, and then Monday rolls around again and we're still sitting here on the same call again. Do you think maybe this thing's finally about to get done with the information you got today?
I'm feeling I was good when he told me 3 to 5 days because of what's going on in there. And maybe it's taking longer to reach ground level. I was excited when the bank called me because I'm saying it's not just a branch bank or somebody. This is a regional person who is saying this is what we just got from our meeting and this is what we're looking at. But now that I got even outside of the banking arena, but still in finance, from the other areas that I told you, and they received notification, I'm feeling good about it. But I've been here before. I have been here before, and within 10 minutes of this thing happening, and now it's been 2-3 years since we left that 10-minute mark. So, yeah, I really do feel good about it because this is happening once again. So, okay.
But you can't give us any farther hints as to what this time frame is looking like. Is it in February, or are they thinking it's going to be into March?
Well, Thursday is February, but Friday is March. So if it's this week, I wouldn't really care which one it was, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't at this point. There's so much out there, and we're so close to it. I mean, some people say it's not going to happen until Parliament's announced. So they're saying they're going to announce the complete Parliament during the second session. So March the 4th is the first session, starts in the morning. Whenever they close it, whether it's that morning or evening, they come up with second session, then it's over with. I mean, hopefully it's over with because that's what they're saying today. That's what they're telling the people. They've agreed on everything once again. So if I had to wait another 10 days, I can live with it. But I know we're that close to this thing being done.
Yep. All righty. Well, I'll let you go, and you guys have a good week.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
$205. You're next.
Hey, guys.
205.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, I'm fantabulous to the nth degree.
Well, I just
How you doing yourself?
I thought I could have made a mistake, but Tony, did you say something about that you had been given some procedures, or was I just making that up?
Yeah, that was just something going on in your head. I don't know.
Okay. Okay, having one of those kind of days, I guess.
Okay. No, we have not been given any seasons.
I think it was wishful
I believe
thinking.
I believe we will be given some procedures because that only makes common sense. So, okay.
All right. And gosh, the other question I had just escaped me. So I guess we'll just say that we'll just pray this thing in for Friday and wish everybody well. Hope y'all have a wonderful day, and I look forward to listening to y'all's call Wednesday. I got to go to work. Y'all have a blessed one.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. 509, you are on.
Good morning and good afternoon.
Greetings.
Good
greetings.
morning.
Afternoon.
Hey, I do have a question. Is China's currency going to be in the first basket?
No.
Have you heard? No?
No. Not included in the list that we have, no.
Well, last Friday I was watching the news and they were asking Trump a bunch of questions, and one of them was about China's currency because they've been meeting all last week with China about their trading with them, and one of the questions was about China's currency, and Trump said that that's already been settled and that China would no longer be able to manipulate their currency. So that's why I'm asking that question. So you haven't heard anything.
You're saying because he said it, we're supposed to believe it?
Well, he said that deal's already been done.
Oh.
That they will no longer.
Well, I don't know that deal has been done or believe it. What I do know is, as of today, right now, China has agreed to buy $1.2 trillion worth of imports from the U.S. for our economy. And as of this morning, it was recommended by the previous treasurers, this administration, that this administration does not fight China over their rate or ask them to freeze their rate as part of these negotiations. It was recommended today to leave the currency out of the conversation because that would cause a problem.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was my question.
Anything else?
And,
okay.
Oh, what about the lower denoms over there? Have they seen more of it on the streets?
I didn't get any more of it than the other day when they said they were trickling out. I talked to him yesterday, and he did not mention it. So I would think they'd still be trickling out, like I said, until this thing gets ready to explode. They got to have some of them out there somewhere.
Yeah, you'd think. Especially if the higher echelons have been using it. Is that what you said last week?
I don't know that they've been using it. I said they've received some of them.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they can't use them now because they're worthless. So until the rate actually changes for everybody.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that's all I have. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye. 281 area code. You are on.
Hi. How you doing, both of you?
Hi. I'm fantabulous. To the nth degree.
Super fantastic. How are you doing? It's me, Tony.
Yeah, that's how I'm doing. It's me,
Tony. Okay. Yeah. I'm glad you made it here.
Yes. Because let me see. I be having phone calls and it'll throw you all off, and I'll be like, I can't get back in because it's full. So how was you all weekend?
Had a great weekend.
Well,
pretty
praise
good. Absolutely.
I just only have 1 or 2 questions for you. Hey, Mr. Ray, how are you?
Hi there. I'm fantabulous to the nth degree. Thank you.
All right, good for you. Okay, listen. Do you think I have enough time to go buy me about 20 million dinar, like tomorrow? And
20 million dinar?
And get it back in one day?
You don't have to get it back.
For the next day. Do I have time before we RV? That's what I'm trying to see. Do you believe?
Are you gonna buy it today?
Tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow? Yeah, I think you have time. But here's the thing: you don't have to wait for it. Once you pay for it, it's yours. So if they take 48 hours to get it to you or whatever, it's still yours. It's already paid for. And the bank's not going to order it unless you pay for it.
Right, but what I was looking at is what if we RV before it came back?
It doesn't matter. You already paid for it. It's yours. They still have to give it to you.
No, but I'm just saying, if we make the appointment and I don't have it, I have to wait.
Listen, you're going to have it within 2 days. The most it takes is 2 days for you to get it. So listen to Ray. You're not going to the bank the first day anyway, right? Because you're smarter than that, right?
No, I'm going to go the next day so I can get my contract right.
Oh, okay. So we're not worried about it.
Okay. Hey, Mr. Ray.
Have a bye.
Okay, that's all I really wanted to know. I just wanted to make sure I had enough time.
Okay, you got time.
Okay.
You'll be all right. Long as you pay for it before they make the announcement, it's yours.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, all right. Thank you, sir. You all have a great afternoon.
All right. Have a great day.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Okay, all right.
240 area code. You are on. .204 area code?
Oh, you said 240.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Well, whatever I said, they hung up anyway. Put my phone up off now. Let me see. Okay, I need to find my place now. That was 281 that we talked to. There we go. So, yeah, it was 240, but anyway, they jumped off. So 413, you are on.
Oh, hello, Ray. To both of you.
Good morning.
You?
Hi.
I'm
I
super fantastic.
You go. You finish.
I'm finished. I'm super fantastic. You go. How are you doing?
I've been doing fine. A little bit of illness the past 2 days, but I've been doing fine. I wanted to know. I thought it was interesting to share. I was trying to find out information about when banks close down and do updates, and I happened upon I don't know if it matters for most people, but there's on the internet I found it was under Tough Nickel, and it says, what time does my money transfer into my U.S. bank account? And it, gives a couple little paragraphs, and then it says deposits available for withdrawals for most banks. And then the reason why I looked it up was I went to do a little banking on Friday, and I was at TD Bank, and they were closed, and they said they wouldn't be open, and I couldn't see anything on my online or anything until Monday afternoon, which is today. And I was like, updates take a whole, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, now Monday? That's a long time. So I was saying, I hope that's a good thing. But I just noticed that all on this list that I pulled up, my bank happens to be between midnight and 3 a.m., and there's other banks. But the main reason is I was trying to basically find out. I've never seen an update take that many days, or I haven't seen one for a while. And like I said, I was just hoping that was going to be a good thing. I was curious if other people have heard those types of things from their banks as well. I don't know if it's the two of you deal with, if you deal with the same one or different ones because you live across country from another. Do you find that you're...
So, let me go through this with you real quick, man. All right. You put some money in the bank. You wanted to check. It took an unusual amount of time to update. You wasn't sure if you were going to get it or not. And is this how every other bank operates? Taking an unusual amount of time to update. So this is what happens. When money goes in on Friday afternoon at 4 o'clock into a bank, and if you're going into the bank, you should see it immediately anyway because it's cash. If it's not, or you're putting in the ATM, it can be delayed. If the system was already shut down or something, it can at times take, over the weekend, Monday to the next banking day to show up. So if I'm with Bank of America and my account is in California, Oregon, something, and I go to North Carolina and I make a deposit into Bank of America, I will not see that deposit for 2 days because they're on two different systems, even though it's the same bank, which is really weird. But they're the only one like that. If I did the same thing at Wells Fargo, I could see my deposit immediately because they're on the same system all across the country. So it depends on how big your bank is, where the central computers are, and everything else. But it works for you, so it wasn't really a problem. It just scared you, right?
Well, I thought it was unusual for a bank to be shut down basically of online banking ability or updating ability for 4 days in a row. And I thought that was because of us being potentially on point, if you will. I was hoping it was going to be a good reason, but I was just curious if I'm not the only one who noticed that at their local banks, that they've gone through.
Okay, what bank were you at?
TD Bank.
Okay, so here's the information. I just got it. TD Bank sent emails out a week ago about their system being down last weekend. They upgraded online banking, merging business banking with personal online banking. That's what was going on. That's why it took so long.
Okay. I knew about the
update, all good.
but I just thought it was funny.
It still took too long. Okay.
It was okay. I wasn't nervous about it, but like I said, I was kind of hoping that there were other reasons why it happened, and that's okay.
I wish it was too. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I was also going to offer that you had a gentleman call up on a previous phone call in the last couple weeks and was talking about arranging golf tournaments or doing something like that when you guys go and travel to do, the events in Vegas or other places. I've been a person that it's not my business, but I'm very close to the people and help them run it for fundraising events, and wanted to offer and say that we do air cannons, meaning launch a ball just at one hole, have an air cannon event where everybody gets to contribute whatever they want to and launch the air cannon. And for what I was going to say is maybe the two of you could decide on different organizations if you were going to do something like that at an event, that maybe you might want to do that and push a little money towards certain things that are close to your heart.
Okay, so let me ask you something real quick. So, is this an indoor event or outdoor event?
Outdoor.
Outdoor event. So, you would want us to go to the golf tournament, and before they start playing golf, they get to shoot this air cannon, right?
No, during like you do a normal tournament, like if you had a large group of people that were all going to be there to come to, listen to the people that you're lining up. And I was just suggesting that all different organizations I've been participating with for the past few years, Special Olympics and different, groups.
Okay, but let me ask you about the cannon. It just shoots air. It doesn't shoot at anybody. It's just hearing a cannon go off.
No, you're familiar with a potato gun?
No.
No, you're not familiar with a potato gun? Well, basically, it's made for the aperture of a golf ball, and we use it. We use it at events. We get asked to go all different. We do 4 different states, different locations around here in the Northeast, and when the weather's nice, of course. But that's what we'll do. We get hired just for a little bit of money, so we can have air tanks and the guns available.
Okay, but I don't get to shoot at anybody, though.
No, sir. No. You basically try and do closest to the pin contest, or just do it just for the sake of donation. It's however you guys want to do it.
Okay. No, I wanted to shoot at Ray, so we can't do that then. But we'll talk about it later. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye. 610, you're on.
Hey, good afternoon, Ray, and good morning, Tony. It's G-Man in PA.
Good afternoon, sir.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing super fantastic. And it's another Dynamite Day here in the USA, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who are new to the call, those who didn't know, all these calls and all the means of communication that Ray and Tony use to keep us informed need to be paid for. And in order to keep this information superstation on the air, donations are needed. You can help by going to www.TNTSUPERFANTASTIC.com. clicking on that red donate button, and when you do, the name and address will come up to where you can send your check or money order made payable to Raymond Renfrow, P.O. Box 1748, Elm City, that's just like the tree, Elm City, North Carolina, 27822. And for those of you who would like to donate electronically, the Cash App is available on the donation page. And if you're already familiar with and utilizing the Cash App, you can go to $TNT SUPERFANTASTIC and make your donation electronically. Again, Tony and Ray, thank you for all you continue to do for us out here in the currency community. Thank you to both of your families for sharing you with us. And I'll close out with Vegas, Vegas, Vegas. Verification, negotiation, diversification, protect your principal, and rally, rally, rally. So I can come join you and enjoy some of that good home-style North Carolina barbecue. Thank you, gentlemen. Make it a dynamite day.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Right.
And don't forget those who are sending in donations to include your telephone numbers, please. Be it check or Cash App, include your telephone number. Thank you. 202 area code, you are on.
Hi.
20. Yes. Yes, we hear you. 202?
Nope, we don't hear you now.
Wait a minute.
Can you pick up the phone?
Hello?
Yes. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, thank you. I just want to thank you and your brother for everything that you all have done for us. I have learned so much under you. Now I understand the banking system. Now I understand foundations. I need to understand it a little better. I understand trust and fiduciary. I did not know none of these things until I started listening to you. And I just want to thank you all for everything. And I pray for you all every day because of your trials and tribulations, the family loss of loved ones, the dedication you have to us regardless of what you're going through. I'm so sad that people don't understand that you all have a life and that you are just God sent, that when you need to take a break, take it. There are a whole lot of us who are glad that when you're going through something, you can take some time off for you and your family, even when you're not going through. The sacrifices that you have made. I have listened to Tony ever since when he was with the other group when he started separating. And I was like every day saying, okay, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. But if it doesn't happen, no matter what, or when it do happen, we have learned so much. When I watch the news now, I see it. I understand what they're talking about. When I listen to the financial system, I understand it. So I had sent you a text or email saying I wanted to start Keisha's Foundation to help young children in the hospital with needs and special needs. And I'll get back with you at that later than that. But the one thing I do want to ask is if any way possible that you can give a class in D.C. in reference to foundations and trust. I'll be happy to pay for it. Whatever you set up or how you want it done, God bless you. And that's all I have.
Okay.
So let me say this first. And then Ray's going to get into the class. Absolutely thank you. Appreciate it that you're here. It has always been our goal here is to get something more than a payday out of this, but to help people learn, not to live with it, but sustain it and to grow with it. Not to get rich quick, but in order to, do what I'm trying to do is build a legacy for your family and try and do that. So that's what I hope that you've always gotten out of it. I appreciate anything and everything that you would do in Keisha's name. Absolutely. I am going to do the Keisha Foundation because Pam set that up for me to do that so we can do things for kids. But anything anybody does donating to any program, any children, anything you set up in your area involving Keisha or Keisha's family or in Keisha's name. I absolutely want to say thank you for that, and that's why we're here. Okay? Our goal was to give back, and we're going to continue doing that, not just up until the RV, but after the RV's over, as long as we can. All right? So I'm going to let Ray get with you with the DC class. All right, Ray?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you familiar with exit 15 on the Beltway?
Yes.
Every October I do a class right there at exit 15. I've been for like 3 years now. We'll be doing one again this year, third weekend in October, and they're like clockwork. Right there around exit 15, off 495. 95?
Yes.
Of course, I'll get the information to you later.
Thank you. God bless you both for everything. Yeah. And I just want to say one last thing. To you bullies out there keep saying crazy stuff and calling Tony and Ray and saying crazy things. Come on, give it a break. You know, this is controlled by something else bigger than the president and all these people you keep saying going to get killed or get locked up. This is controlled by something. If you read the economics of the Hitman and the Creature from Jekyll's Island, and if you read all those books that Tony's told us to read, and the one book is Who Moved My Cheese, 98 pages long. If you read those, you'll see who's actually making decisions. And thank God that people had enough confidence in Tony and Ray to share this information, for we are the people. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
972. Okay. I don't know what you're doing.
That's a lot of noise right there. Yeah.
Let's see if it's 972. Are you okay?
Well,
You're
I am
on.
now. I got to work for a living, so I was cutting the board.
Oh, okay. Run the power through. Okay.
Yeah, this is Danny in Dallas. I just appreciated a lot of the calls today. Disappointed we're not there yet. But I did take considerable contentment in the expectation that we will see it this week. The only thing that came to mind that hadn't already been addressed was I think, and it may be that I was working, I think I remember you said the dinar was at $5 to $5.30, but I also thought the Zim price was a little bit lower, and you gave that out a couple of callers ago to 28 cents. Is it 5 to 5.30 on the dinar?
Ray, what did you give out? You remember?
$5 to $5.35 was what we were given last on dinar.
Okay, all right. Well, that's good to know. All right, I think that's all I really need to know, and some of us have to keep working, so I guess I better get back to it.
Okay.
All right.
All right, thanks.
Take care.
Yep.
307 area code, you are on.
Hey, good morning, Tony, and good afternoon, Ray. How is everybody doing today?
Good afternoon. All right.
Good morning. Super fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing quite excellent. I just have a little question about taxes. Now, I know this is supposed to be a non-taxable federal tax event. Is that correct?
That's what we're being told. Nobody's paid any taxes on it in the last 10 years.
Okay. Now, I remember hearing something, a couple months ago, talking, addressing state taxes. Now, other states around me have state tax. I live in Wyoming, where Wyoming does not have a state tax. However, none of the banks that we have here are going to be big enough to handle the kind of transactions that we're, poised to be having. So my question is, if for whatever reason I have to travel to, say, Utah or Colorado, would I have to pay state taxes even though I live here because I don't have a bank big enough to handle that kind of a transaction?
Okay, the first thing you need to look at and talk to your tax person so they can explain it to you. On your federal tax return, on your 1040, I forget what line it is now. It's either line, it changes every year. But anyway, there's a line on your 1040 that's called taxable income. That means any money that is taxable to you, it falls on that line. If it is not taxable to you, it doesn't go on that line. And whatever that line is, that's where your state starts from. On your state tax return, it'll say how much is on line such and such from your federal. That would be taxable income. And then it would tax you accordingly from whatever's entered on that line. So if your exchange money is never entered on the 1040, then there's no way it's going to go over to your state tax return.
Okay.
Not that I can see, no matter what state you live in.
Okay.
Or exchange in, or do business in.
Okay. That's just one of those things I needed some clarification on.
Okay.
Where I live, we have very little population in the state of Wyoming compared to some states that all the other listeners and other people in the community currency. We just don't really have much here.
Understandable. All right. Then the RV will change all that. You can build a city, huh?
Well, me personally, I'm hoping to do my exchange and move to a different. Right now, I'm looking out my window right here, and there's a 5-foot snowdrift. I'm over this cold. I want to move to a much warmer climate.
I don't blame you.
I thought you were going to say get your RV and then you were going to go underground and disappear. I was like, you're already living in the middle of nowhere, so.
Yeah, I just
okay.
I'm thinking about moving to some warmer climate.
All right.
Well, I appreciate you taking the call and enjoy the rest of the day, and let's all hope and pray that this is the last week.
All right, sir. Take care.
All right. Thank you.
You have a great.
All right. Bye-bye. 918 area code.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm kind of up in the air about a few things. One of the things that I was going to ask you is that, and Tony has been advocating that when he takes his money, he's going to put it in a interest-bearing account. And then it kind of hit me that now I understand why maybe they're saying not to put it in an interest-bearing account, because if you have a lot of money, that IRS, I mean, your interest starts immediately, and I would tend to think that the IRS would be notified. Is that correct?
That's not an issue, sir. What people tend to misunderstand is no matter how much money you make, the tax is not going to be 100%. So make all the interest you can get, and you're going to be taxed on it. What's the most that they're going to tax you on? 20%, 30%? Even if they tax you at 50%, you still would have 50% of some money compared to nothing if you didn't get interest on it. You still gain either way, tax or no tax. So I wouldn't do it because of the taxation, because it's not that big of a deal.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you clearing that up. The other thing that kind of confuses me is that my understanding is that the ZIM, if it says on the ZIM, pay the bearer of, that is a bond. Is that correct?
Okay. Now, prior to 1965, every green piece of paper you had in your pocket said the same thing. Was it a bond?
I don't know. I can't answer that.
You don't. No, it was your money. It was your U.S. dollars. It said pay to the bearer in silver upon demand. It's the same thing. Just because it says pay to the bearer doesn't mean it's a bond, unless it says bond.
Okay.
Anyway, Tony, if you want to comment.
No, that's what he's trying to clarify. They're not bonds. Most bonds you'll see are piece of paper certificates that 8.5 by 11 or 11.5 by 8 are the actual bonds. What we have is the currency. You'll be okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right, sir. Thank you. All right, Tony, it's wrap 'em up time. Time for the music.
Wrap 'em up time, huh? Oh, the music we heard before is coming back?
Yes, sir. Coming back at you.
All right, guys. Here we are. Not a whole lot to say. Everybody's excited. We're still within our 5 days. Well, our next 5 days. There is there's notices out, like I said. They've given them a time frame to look for this that I did not put out. But I gave you as close to it as I could. It's still within the week. It's hours or days, either way you look at it. More people have been notified than normal. This only happened to me once before, 2-3 years ago, when it was this level of notification. I know we got within 10 minutes of it actually happening. So hopefully if we get that close this time, it'll go all the way through. I'm not excited, but I'm not disappointed. I am ready, that is for sure, for this to be over with. So, if I were you, some people ask, could I still get Dinar today? Yes. Can I still get Dong today? Yes. Is it still an opportunity to pick up another $1 million to $4 million when this thing happens? Yes. So do what you need to do. Don't be disappointed. Be expectant and be ready. That's the things that we have to do at this point. I'm ready. Are you? All right. Anything happens, we'll send out a tweet, put up a post, but we'll let you know when we're ready to go. Ray?
Okay, guys. Let me reiterate the waiting process that you hear me refer to so much. Those who are after the contract rate, I wouldn't wait for anything to go get that, because we know it's not going to last forever. It's not for everyone. So I'm never saying wait to go get the contract rate. But if you know you don't want the contract rate, well, you can run down there on Monday for and take what they give you on Monday, knowing if you wait till Wednesday, you'll know what's going on, and then you'll know if you even need to wait until Friday. So a 24-hour wait won't hurt. You know, we get both sides of the equation. We have the people that are over the banking community telling us one way that it's going to be. Then we have the banking community telling us another way that it's going to be. And then you have every Tom, Dick, and Harry that you listening to telling you different ways that it's going to be. Who really knows for sure? Well, one thing's for certain. If this thing pops on a Monday, I don't see where any of us are going to be hurt, the non-contract people. I don't see where any of us are going to be hurt by waiting until Tuesday to make a move, because by then we all will know exactly who is doing what, to whom, when, where, and how they're doing it. We'll learn all that within 24 hours. And that 24-hour wait could make a difference to you of several $100s, several $1,000s, and for some of you, possibly even in the millions. By waiting, you see exactly what's going on so that you'll know exactly how to take advantage of it. Keep believing. We sure do. We'll talk to you on Wednesday.